I left all this open. Stealing your bullets done. We need a cooking table. That's what we need. Is there any over at Outpost? Do we have any? Let's see. I don't know. No, and no. What about Bandit? Where is Bandit? What the hell is Bandit Key? I know we have one. Where? I was looking at Bandit. Woo! Get that sneeze on. So we gotta find it. Oh, wait. I can make it, can't I? I could just make it. Where's it at? Should be a level 1, right? I can make that. So we can do the mixing table. And I need a cookie table so I can make bread instead. Where is the cookie table? Really? That's stupid. That's just dumb. I have to go through all that. So that's why it's so much. Doing that too anyway. I don't need that. I want to come down this route. This. Nope. I would like to get those stuff. What's with the silencer? I don't really need that. Not yet. Alright, what do I need? Where Where am I putting it? Let's do- Shades now, so I can start with the headgear. Let's see. Three high quality metal. The fact that that needs high quality is stupid when it comes to that kind of stuff. That's just dumb. To repair, that's just dumb. Don't make no sense. Sure, I had a chainsaw too. Or at least I thought I had a fucking chainsaw at one point. Wouldn't that be tools, right? Jeez. God, it takes high quality metal to make this shit. I hate burning through stuff. Blades. What was it? Blades and gears. Start saving blades, I guess. Hey, look, I need some more high quality metal so I can make a fucking chainsaw. Definitely need some wood. I don't need much, I just need some. That a D, donkey. That a D. I need to make a cooking table though, because I gotta have like oh, I know where I'm putting everything. Why am I? I have to play around with this shit. It's cost to make these. Of course you're not gonna show it. Why would you? Metal frag, stones, and wood. Easy. And metal frags and stone. Alright. Metal frag, stone, and wood. Wait. Oh. Man. Almost just split second. What the hell? Can't we put these on the ground? Pretty sure we can. There should be enough room here. What? No? What about you? Can't put you down there? Why? Not stable. They have to be on. Come on, man. I've seen people place these outside. What are you talking about? It's not supposed to be like that. Not stable. Nope. Not doing that. I feel like Napoleon Dynamite. This is dumb. Really is stupid. Building plan. Just dumb. Put it down. Can I get? I don't know. Ooh. Maybe. What? Come on. Just do it. There you go. Oh, give me a hard time, man. Seriously. Alright, that'll work. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Let's go farm. Alright. I hear you. trees, please. And a bunch of trees right there. I can just cut away. Okay. Let's do this, Brutus. Let's go get some friggin' metal. Focus, focus. I like the loot, so I'll just like drift off if I see a barrel or something. It's not a good thing. Because I need to get this stone, or well, metal. But I will loot this out, just because I'm a loot whore. want you here. Where is he coming? Hopefully he's leaving. I don't have to deal with that damn heli while I'm trying to farm. Server's right about where we want it so far. Still looking for suggestions on things that we can do. I mean, I've been playing Rust long enough. I usually know what works and what doesn't work. The problem in the modded community is that you are competing against 4,600 and some odd other servers, and 1,000 of those have 0 people in them, and then you have, you know, another 1,000 to 1,500 that have anywhere from 1 to 5 people on them, and then so on and so forth. And you're just, it's such a large market to try and pull from. And then some people will tell you, well, if you gear it solely towards PvP, like you have like some of the servers, which are like full-on clan servers and PvP servers, you'll get a lot of people. Well, you can, but now you're competing against established servers that already have them. And clans won't move unless you have clans for them to fight. And when you're on a new server, you don't have clans that'll fight right away. You have to... Most clans on those servers, or at least the original ones, were organic, meaning people joined the server and started playing, and then they started to make clans, and then the clans formed from there. And then other clans from other servers knew that there was clans on that server, so they started coming over and fighting, and then the server got known for it. You can get a lot of people in if you gear your server to that, but you have to wind up offering something that pulls those clans from other servers. It's very hard to do that. These clan groups probably play amongst 3 or 4 different servers, but they're all basically the same style of server. Right. And with little changes, some things that they like about the one server that they might not like about the other server, but they still play on both. We don't... I don't know. It's just, again, it's just competition. It's hard. It's hard. You can start up a server with the best laid intentions and just never get anybody that comes on it because they're happy where they're at, or they have 3 or 4 servers they can switch through. You know, one of them might be a weekly wipe, so they get to play on there for the whole week, and then there afterwards and play. And that's generally what I see from the servers. Get rid of huts? What? I got rid of huts? No, come on. I didn't get rid of that. No, I didn't get rid of huts. I'm like, damn, what'd they do? Get rid of the huts? Anyway, like I was saying, you know, I want to gear this server. I'm not too worried about, because you get the normal servers, very close to vanilla like what we are, and then you see them pull in some big numbers too, and they run scalable servers, so sometimes there's 800 people on those servers. If you can get people to start coming on your server and they enjoy it, and you know, you don't have douchebag admins or moderators that are just like blatantly kicking people like every 5 fucking seconds for 0 to no reason. Then you'll get players. Just got to offer something that the other servers aren't offering, and they got to enjoy it. You know? Not a lot of lag. We don't have that issue with the lag, especially if, this is a European server, so if you're from Europe, you're gonna do well. Making that hard. I just want the server to do well and have people playing on stuff like that, because I mean, shit, I spent enough money trying to get the server and then all the mods that we stuff, things like that. Like stuff that I actually enjoy in the game. I mean, there's a lot more I would have added. The fuck is that? What? Oh, alright. Spooked the shit out of me. Anyway, there's other mods that I would have run with this server, but I tried to get mods that, you know, for events and stuff like that. Like I didn't overwhelm my server ever with events. I've had like 2 events running. I had the gas station event, which is and it seems plausible within the game. You know, 2 gangs fighting over resources, and then you can step in and decide if you want to pair with one of them or kill both of them. And then there was an air event that would pop off like every hour. Jets would fly around. They would randomly bomb, but they wouldn't, like, they didn't target players. And then the pilot would crash, and then you could go to the pilot and get a bunch of loot. Where did I get this from? I don't even know what to use those orchids for. Like the flowers you can find? I have no clue what they're for. I think they're just decoration, but maybe not. See you, boy. of horses, man. Fight, get back here. Scared. I don't like the fact that the bear roams into the safe zone and then just stands there. They should do something about that. Yeah, like the bear can't go near the safe zone or something like that, or when it does, if it's detected, the bear will roam out back outside the safe zone somewhere else. They might have something like that in place already, but shouldn't get shot here. So. Look at all this hemp now. Damn. That's cloth for days. It's only the second time I've seen eggs on the ground in this game. I know that chickens drop eggs, but I've never seen them before. And I've seen them twice. On this server. I hear you, but unfortunately, I'm very inconsistent with my streaming, and I think that's what causes it. I'll start playing a game, and I'll stream the game that I'm playing, and then if I get bored with it, like I was streaming Once Human, and I was getting good viewership. I was getting a lot of viewers actually. I got, you know, a build video that has 80-some thousand hits on it. But I stopped playing the game because it became too predatory with their monetization. So now my go-to game, as it's been for the past 10 years, is always Rust. It was Rust and Guild Wars 2, but I stopped playing Guild Wars 2 like a couple years ago. So I always come back to Rust to play. There's no game like Rust out there, to be honest with you. There isn't. There's just no game that's made even similar. I thought Once Human was going to be the closest thing to it, and it has PvP and PvE aspect to the game, so I enjoyed that. But when they started doing their loot crates and shit like that, that was a, I mean, people were spending anywhere at minimum $125, $125 to say $500 to get the items that were in the loot crate. It's crazy. I never did, so, but when I started seeing the pricing, like watching stuff, guys were dropping $500 just a virtual item in the game. And again, I mean, if it's value to you, then it's worth something, right? And I don't knock the fact that these people want to spend that kind of money on something, but I think it's very predatory. It's not just whales that come in and spend that kind of money. You know, you got kids who want that stuff. And they get in trouble for that shit. Like, I think that's just wrong. But for adults, if you're an adult and you want to spend that kind of money, that's cool. But you shouldn't be a kid having to spend that kind of money. Well, viewers come. I just started streaming again. Viewers will come. Plus, I'm not going to be streaming Rust like that anyway. I'm going to be streaming Dune. As soon as Dune releases, my whole entire template and everything will change up. It'll be geared towards the Dune universe, and then I'll be playing Dune until, you know, I guess I get bored with that if I ever do. If they handle that game correctly, that game will be around a little bit. And they got a roadmap for 10 years, so you know they're going to try and keep it open that long. Look at all of this. Pineapples that I had. And I could repair this too. Don't break it. Let's get the mining outpost for the night. Not too far. Yeah, but my goal for my stream, I don't have. All right, I gotta be honest. Like I have no ego. I'm extremely humble with certain things. One of them is my gaming. I never say I'm the best. I never go, oh my god, and all that other kind of stuff. I never even try to be the best. I just, you know, I like video games and I like playing them. Yeah. And I don't have goals for my stream. I'm not sitting here going, I want to be a streamer, because that's not my goal in life, to be a fucking streamer. I don't mind streaming, and I like doing it for people so they can, I guess they're interested in a game. You know, maybe my stream will help them decide whether or not they want to play the game or not. Things like that. But I'm not out here trying to, you know, become the #1 streamer at all. It's not my goal. I come from a different era than, you know, I grew up in the internet era, but I also grew up before that. So I remember both. When there was no internet and when there was an internet. And I don't have that. Like today's I guess internet streamers want to make an entire living off of streaming, and it's hard. You're competing with so many people in the streaming field. So, you know, you got people like Shroud and Tim the Tap Man and all these other guys who happen to get into, you know, it's really luck. If you get into the game at the right time, and you start to get a following, and you got good content, a good personality, good this, good that, you can, you know, you can do a lot. And then if you're good at the game. But I don't like being tied into one game. You know, that's the other thing that I have an issue with. You got streamers like Posty. He plays Tarkov and a couple other games, but his numbers never do as well on any of his other videos except for when he does Rust. He's got a following in Rust, and he's kind of like tied to Rust as a player. So when he streams other content, yeah, some people will follow over there, but it doesn't translate very well. He knows his bread and butter comes from Rust, so he always comes back to Rust, and he hates it. He hates playing the game sometimes. Like, I mean, most of the time he hates it. He's constantly complaining about his stream, constantly complaining about things within the game. And if I, as a viewer, I've watched his content, and I still watch his content, but I don't like when he starts that stuff. When he starts that, I'm like, dude, why are you complaining about it, man? You're making money from your stream. You got things going on. Just be happy that you got some shit going on. And then he'll be insulting to his streamers and stuff like that sometimes. And it's just, come on. You want to be a YouTube streamer and then you complain about it. It doesn't make any sense. Play the game. Be happy with your viewership. Try and give them what they want. You can't always please everybody, but at least, give them the content that you're promising. And that's where tons of streamers go wrong. They get in, they just, I don't know. They just don't give their player base what they want to see. I mean, Posty gets a following because he comes in and he runs the game that way. He goes out and he kills people. He does that PvP thing, which a lot of people love about the game. And then others who want tips or want to see how he does things. That's why they fly. But then you go to Willjam's channel. You don't go to Willjam's channel, which has more viewers than Posty has. A lot more viewers. And Willjam is out there, constantly PvPing, and that's all he cares about. He does, he goes out and he farms on stream, and people actually like his more mellow, paced content. He does go out and kill, and he's very good at PvP too, but he gives his viewership. They like that style. They like the Willjam style, which is that laid back kind of like. It's not fast-paced. It's very methodical. He has a method to his madness, and he keeps that same formula in all his videos, right? So he does very well with the... If you look at the Rust player base, okay, there's PvP Chads, right? So we can exclude them because that is not the most common player in Rust at all. The most common player in Rust is a casual player who wants to come in, likes to build, wants to farm, doesn't mind engaging in PvP every now and then, but doesn't want large clans blowing up his base, doesn't want to be raided every 5 minutes, tries to hide his base as best he can so that he can actually play the game a little bit more than having to worry about running back to his base every 5 seconds. And that is part of the appeal of Rust, raiding, but it's not the majority of the people in the game. Because when you go up against, a 5-man or you go up against, an 8-man crew and you're a solo player, it's hard to win fights against those people. It's just a numbers game at that point, right? No matter how good you are at aiming and all that other bullshit, generally you're going to lose a fight against 5-6 players. If you can ambush them, if you can get lucky, you got a silencer on, you move around, you do the things that you need to do, stay just out of line of sight, you might be able to win it. But by the time you're done killing the last guy, his buddies are back, you get killed. You see that all the time in the videos. And nobody wants to play that way all the time. I mean, there are some that do, but again, the majority of Rust players do not play like that. They play like I play. They go out, they like to get their stuff, they're loot hoarders, they love loot, they'll engage in PvP if they have to, but they really want to just have fun playing the game, go do, you know, maybe they want to go do cargo, maybe they want to go do rig, whatever. They don't care about a couple counters when you get hit all the time. I mean, I've seen people play this game and quit the very same day and never play the game again. Never. Because Rust was hard on them. Yeah. But you have to have that mentality already. You have to know that when you come into Rust, you don't trust anybody. If you don't know the person, you can team up with them, but don't trust them. You know? Make sure that you got your shit together, and you know, if you got a base, don't just invite anybody in your base, things like that, because you might regret that. And most do. Rust is a hard game, but I love playing it. I love coming back to it. I like when you know, the jungle update was amazing. I think that was one of the best things Rust has done in such a long time. All this other corny shit that Rust does, I don't care for it. You know, when they come out with all this other stuff that doesn't really help gameplay that much, it's just sensational shit. Bicycles on the road, things like that. We don't need to worry about that. When you can't even, again, one thing that I have in all my streams is this gripe that I have about the fact that you can't take snow in the snow biome and just melt it for water, right? You can just use the water purifier, set one of those down, have a whole system set up where there's basically snow nodes, you know, piles of snow where you can go to and you can get snow, and then take that snow to the purifier. You know, like you got to have a bucket in order to collect it or whatever. You put it in a bucket, you go to your purifier, you throw the snow, or you have a place that you can put the bucket, you know, because there is a bucket on the purifier anyway. You put the snow in the purifier, transfer it over, it melts down the water, and bam, you're done. But you don't have that system. But we have lock-on rockets. We have lock-on missile launchers. You know, we have helicopters in the game that we can repair. All kinds of stuff, like all this technical shit, but we can't melt snow. That's really a bad thing in Rust. But they'll put a fucking bike in the game. Excuse my language. But because it really does bother me. Like it's such a simple thing to do. They create a node, they spread the node around like they do only in a biome, like they do the other stuff, like the stone and ore and other stuff. You know, it's just a pile. You make it look like a pile of snow that you can go and grab a bucket, grab your snow, melt it down, and bam, you got water. You don't have to search for a river. I mean, you're in the friggin' snow. It don't make no sense. But we have bicycles and we have motorcycles now, you know, and we have big ass scrap helis and all this stuff that, if you look at the game, would be built by players within the game, even though we can't build a scrap heli. But the premise of the scrap heli is that we do build it, that we made it. Yeah, we can't melt snow. Telling you, it just drives me nuts, man. As soon as daytime comes, I gotta go back to the base. Back to the base. It's got a weird car. Anyway, it's a little shit like that irks me in the game. And eventually that stuff starts to wear thin when you see that they're spending so much time on something that you know is like far-fetched for the game. To make it like a reality in the game, and then you're like, yeah, but what about this? You know, like this makes sense. Why do we have this instead of this? Anyway, that's my gripe for today. And it's the same gripe I have every single time I play this game. On every stream, you can go back on almost all my streams, and almost every one of them has me ranting about the snow shit. It's like it's my one thing that I always put in my videos, because it's just, I'm still amazed it's not part of the game. Like, crazy. Ah, I didn't repair this. You big dummy. I'm not running all the way back. I'll repair it when I get back to base. Forgot to repair it. Hey, look, I'll take a break, even though I hate them. The three-wheeler one is way easier to ride than this one, the two-wheeler one. I think it's because you have to use the arrow keys. If they let us use the mouse or something, I think it would be better. I mean, you're riding the bike anyway. You can't shoot, so it doesn't matter whether or not you can look left or right. Like, when you turn your head. Just make it mouse controlled. You might be able to do that in game. I haven't checked, but I hate using the WSD, excuse me, to steer this thing, because it's so jerky. The movements are so jerky. Console players, I don't know if they have bikes in them, but they probably have a much easier time controlling the bike. Okay, I'll show you the difference. Hold on. So you saw that one, right? These are so much easier to ride. I don't know why either. I think he designed it that way, knowing that you'd have more stability with three-wheelers than you do in a normal bike. Tricycles. You got a tricycle here. Training wheels. Aye! Come on. Really? Whatever. I'm sitting here going, it's so much easier, and then I just run into a fucking cactus. It is easier. What does it take to make? That's it? Okay. Well, that's not right at all. Nope. I don't think that'll work out, but maybe it will. Hey, what's up, guys? What's going on? Do I like men? You want to troll me? I am a man, so yeah, I guess I like men. Now, is the question, do I like men in a romantic kind of way? Is that no? I prefer women, but I'm not hating anybody's lifestyle choices. So whatever you choose, that's up to you, bro. God, you guys are going crazy already. That's funny. I'm taken, brother. I already have a Russ boyfriend. He's laying right here. Call of Duty? Nah, I don't play Call of Duty. Used to back in the day, but I gave that up. Call of Duty is just full of hackers and cheaters. I mean, Rust is too, don't get it twisted, but Call of Duty has too much of that. Not to mention that it's probably like the biggest racist game that you can play. Like, even if somebody's not a racist, they just say stupid shit just to say it. I'm not about all that bullshit. Can't play with people like that even if they're joking. The lobbies are pretty bad in Call of Duty. Especially for streaming, because you'll always get some idiot that'll say something on your stream. And since they have voice proximity, it's pretty bad. You can get demonetized, you know, lose viewership because of it. So. That's not why I don't do it, but that's why other streamers don't let voice over IP work. Alright. This. Oh, not that. Yep, that. You can cheat on them. That's funny. Mr. Chicken. Just follow you around and grab eggs. Oh, you're gonna do now. You just walk through fucking tree. You do not obey the laws of physics at all, do you? What is moving there? Come on. Come on, Barry. Should be way more vegetation along the river than this. I don't know what's going on. Might have to increase vegetation on the server. Because it doesn't seem like, I think it's, yeah, might have to. If you're running 2 times, maybe not. I don't know. We'll talk to Carl about that. See what he wants to do with it. Just don't see a lot of like pumpkins or corn or anything along the riverbanks. Just not a lot at all. I'll run the other direction, see if I can see more. Should be a lot more vegetation. It's like scarce as shit. I'm wondering if that update to the jungle biome messed that up. this open area. There should be way more vegetation here. What is going on? Yeah. That's all right, Bob. I hear you, brother. You're not really doing anything. It doesn't post in my video anymore because I shut that off. You're only spamming the chat and that doesn't do anything. So all that attention you're seeking? Sorry. Sub Silver. See how quickly that stopped when you realized you weren't on. You're not on a video anymore. Fucking dude spelled loser with a W. God damn. Gotta be like 12, 13 tops. Oh, he is corny as shit. Never mind. Oh, he is corny as shit. Never mind. Oh, he is corny as shit. Never mind. What was recommended to you? gotta up the frames on the.